Hey everyone, and welcome to Cooking Companion TV. I'm Jenna Edwards, and this is a recipe demo of date and walnut bars by Margarita Mansk, a Los Angeles pastry chef who grew up in the Philippines. These are not healthy bars. I repeat, they are not a healthy breakfast or snack bar. They are a dessert, and a decadent one at that. So if we're all on board with that, let's move forward. The first part of the preparation is the most consuming one, chopping the dates. If you can buy them pre-chopped, good heavens, please do. Before you start chopping, go ahead and pull out 4 sticks of butter or 16 ounces of butter. Yes, that's 1 glorious pound of butter to come to room temperature. And heat the oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit or 160 degrees Celsius. And line a 13 by 18 inch sheet pan with parchment paper. Now let's measure out 340 grams of all-purpose flour, or 2 2/3 cup. Then add 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and half a teaspoon of kosher salt, and whisk it all together. Tip about half a cup of the flour mixture into a medium bowl with the dates, and toss them well to coat, breaking up the dates as you go. Measure out 515 grams of dark brown sugar, or 2 1/3 cup, and add 50 grams of granulated sugar, or 1/4 cup. Some of the folks that have made this recipe already suggest reducing the sugar by omitting the granulated sugar completely. In a stand mixer fitted with the paddle attachment, cream the butter with both sugars just until smoothly incorporated, about 2 minutes on medium speed. My butter isn't at full room temperature, so it's a little more clumpy and it'll need to beat a touch longer. Now we're going to add 6 eggs in 3 batches, so 2 eggs at a time, mixing well each time and scraping down the sides of the bowl and the paddle between additions. And you have to scrape it down, don't skip that part. Then add the flour mixture and date mixture and mix gently on low just until incorporated. Stop the mixture and remove the bowl, and use a spatula to fold in chopped walnuts, 280 grams worth, or 2 1/3 cup. You can chop them yourself, or just buy a bag of chopped walnuts. Transfer the mixture to the parchment-lined sheet pan and use a spatula or the back of a large spoon to spread it into an even layer, pushing it into the edges and corners and smoothing the surface. Now bake until it's brown and set, about 45 minutes. Now this looks full, right? It is. This pan is actually smaller than the 13 by 18 that the recipe calls for, and I didn't measure because I assumed it was large enough. It is not. When I baked it, it overflowed all over my oven. So measure your pan and don't fill it up if it's not large enough. It's better to keep the cake thin because that's what the oven temperature and baking time are set for. So divide up the batter if you need to, just keep it about 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch thick. It will rise as it bakes, so whatever you bake it in, line it with parchment paper so it releases easily, and bake it for 45 minutes. It will need to cool completely before you flip it out and cut it into bars or squares. Why, may you wonder? Because it's very delicate, and while it's still warm, it will still be a little sticky. And as it cools, it firms up and it becomes much easier to handle. So I know you don't want to wait, but you should let it cool. Now you can store it in an airtight container for up to 5 days. Apparently these freeze very well. So I've got half my bars ready to eat now and the other half in the freezer. They are super rich. You can even cut like half a stick of butter out. I don't know. Well, that's it for this recipe of date and walnut bars. Get the ingredient list below or at cookingcompaniontv.com/datewalnutbars. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and subscribe to this channel for more demos just like this. I'm Jenna Edwards, and thanks for watching.